Alright, this time we're going to begin setting up the modeling planes for modeling our ferry. So to begin with, we need to drag a plane into our front view, and this will name our front reference. Then I'm going to head to the material editor, drag a bitmap in, pick our full body front reference JPEG, and then we're going to drop that onto a standard material. So I'll drag that to the diffuse. And then if we move that out of the way, we can just drag a connection from the output of the standard material right onto our object. Now, again, to see that in the viewport, with it selected, we turn on Show in Viewport. So it'll turn part red, and we'll be able to see it here in our view. Alright, now just like when we set up the robot reference, we don't know, and it does appear to be squished a bit to me, whether or not the mapping coordinates that this is generating actually match the bitmap image itself. So we need to put on a modifier called UVWMap. Within that, we'll use bitmap fit to make sure that the image fits the proportions of the drawing. So now when that actually is applied, you can see the orange UVW mapping gizmo doesn't fit the object anymore, but now proportionally, our image is correct. We don't need to worry about going back to the plane to making the plane wider because the wings were actually there. So we can leave that as long as we can see the whole image, we're good to go there. And then we're going to move this back a little bit in space, and we're going to copy it. So I'm going to rotate holding down Shift to make a copy of it. Alright, while I'm rotating, I see I don't have Angle Snap turned on. So without letting that go, I'll just hit A on the keyboard to turn on Angle Snap so I can get to a perfect 90 degrees. So we're going to copy this as side ref, and then we're going to move it over. So now, back to our material editor. We can drag in another standard material and another bitmap. And then we'll get our full body side ref. All right, we'll connect that to the diffuse. And then this one will get wired. Turn on Show in Viewport. And we're good to go. Now, we can see that both of these are fit to each other pretty nicely. So if I want to, I can just move this forward slightly so that once we start modeling, and here we'll turn on realistic shaded so we can see everything that's going on. Here we'll also turn on realistic shaded. Now, often I prefer to turn the grid off. While I'm modeling something organic like this, I'm not going to be snapping anything to the grid. And in that case, then the grid just kind of visually gets in the way. Let's actually go back to the material editor, and with these two materials, we're going to just make them slightly self-illuminating. Now, if we crank it up too much, things get too washed out. But as I rotate around, I don't want the image to go black. So we'll just try this at about 10 and see how that works. Other one also, set this to about 10. That way, as we move around in our views, the image isn't going to go dark on us. Alright, so that looks pretty good. We'll be able to start modeling with that.